What you see at the top here are a pair of two, a dual pair of pseudo-corresponding photographic portals. Using the inverse relationship between invisibility and holodecks in a low-tech photographic way, you're merely showing representations of the other person's reality in your own holodeck. They don't change, they're not televised. The bottom picture shows two televisual portals. One on this side, the guy in silhouette going into his portal, and the lady on this side in virtual form, colored orange or dark yellow. And they're at televised televisual portals, and they follow this um, topology, this mirror world topology between the two televisual mirror world topology, where the outside world is connected, the real outside world is connected to the virtual cloaking world or chamber that's connected to the real holodeck, that's connected to the virtual holodeck, and back to the real holodeck again, that goes into a virtual holodeck, and back into the real holodeck. A chain of mirror worlds, alternating virtual and real worlds that begin from each corresponding portals, televisual portals, real world, and then to the virtual and real chambers, alternating virtual and real chambers. And she's in virtual form of this, and he's in the real form of that in silhouette. These are two models that I'm working on of televisual portals, and already got the holodecks in place, the holodeck chambers. That's one that's over there in the corner. See if I put a light on those. That's the holodeck chamber in that one. And that's the holodeck chamber in that one. And but for cosmic portals, they won't have any sort of correspondence. The only correspondence they would have would be their sustaining boundary. Think of this as a step above a televisual portal, a cosmic portal. And I'm not even sure what type of structural form it'll actually take, but its correspondence would be the symbiotic homeostasis boundary that connects the reality it's in, hidden in, nested in, to the reality that's in its holodeck chamber through the mirror world, some sort of hyper-televised mirror world topology that because this is another important statement. You don't make an object or the space that it rests in invisible. You don't make the object invisible, you make the object and the space that it rests in invisible. And how you do this is that invisibility, not just holodecks, mimic reality at two opposing ends of a visual intersection of reality, the intersections of reality. And so mimicking reality makes that certain patch of space-time lose its identity, and anything in that patch of space-time lose its identity to the surrounding boundary between the outside reality and the hidden portal interior reality. So the object, the space-time itself, the patch of space-time, and any object that's inside there loses their identity, since invisibility and holodecks mimic the visual intersection of reality. And this is what I've been studying, the visual intersections of reality, using fishing wire, fluorescent fishing wire, and making a nested reality. I've been trying to study my idea of a symbiotic homeostasis, um, uh, nested reality within a reality and the boundary inside. Let's see if you can see that well enough. There's a boundary between the outside and the inside cube. There's a cubical space in between, and the fishing wires intersect inside there. So, and to generalize this idea of a surrounding boundary, um, generalize this idea of a symbiotic homeostatic, I guess that's the term, surrounding boundary, is that the dual realities that exist in between the hidden reality and the reality outside, the symbiotic homeostatic boundary, sustaining boundary, is where the identity of the space-time made invisible and the objects inside reunite in its holodeck aspect of whatever reality that it perfectly represents. So the space-time that was made to vanish is hyper-televised to a distant reality that its interior holodeck virtual chamber represents in a hyper mirror world type of chain of topology, televised topology, hyper televised. This is, and I believe that researchers could really go far if they studied just simulating a patch of reality, a patch of the universe, not the whole universe, simulating a patch of the universe hidden within our outside reality. And the cosmic portals correspondence would be the surrounding, sustaining boundary that keeps one reality functioning while hiding another reality that sustains itself. And once a reality is produced, a virtual reality that's perfectly simulated, it has an eternal life for as long as the universe, I guess. And that requires a sustaining symbiotic homeostasis between two realities, one nested inside the other. So the sustaining boundary between realities is the correspondence that gives the identity back to the space-time made invisible and projected elsewhere in a quilted multiverse. Well, thanks a lot.